Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your February reading. So also I want to wish you happy birthday, solar return. May you receive this year everything your soul aspires, the joy in the moments and daily life, love, light, happiness and health. All right. Okay. So I meditated on your energy, Aquarius. And here, what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first card that came out is the Ace of Pentacles. So right away, the Ace of Pentacles is this new seed, new solid project, idea, something you can invest in, something you can plant and grow, is right there at the beginning of the month. So that means that you're conscious about it. Then the second card is Three of Swords. Now that doesn't mean that this Ace of Pentacles is going to become disappointing. But that means that as you are, because the first row here is so aligned of yes, this is what I want to do. I'm sure of it. Everything is up on the surface, and that's it. I'm not. There's no. It comes from a place that is not. It's a place of light. Okay. Then, of course, when we start moving towards something that is even more aligned, even more conscious, even more here, I'm adding to my worth, to my value, to what I am bringing out there, to my human experience here, and so on. The remaining shadow will peek its head, because at this point, that means to continue, you need to be able to absorb what's left of the shadow in order to transmute it. And part of that shadow is your heartaches and disappointments. And after that, I have the Hermit and the Ten of Cups. So as this little cloud is going to come up for you this month, because you're walking in the light here. And so what doesn't vibrate, of course, will dissonate, and you will see it within yourself. As you walk this month, this will come up. But knowing about it, what it does is that it actually makes you go inside, find your truth, so that you can attain the Ten of Cups, so that you can attain this kind of, yes, this is what I'm bringing and that I am going to share in a high vibrational, emotional, my water will be to a point where my light and my water create a rainbow in my interaction with others, where that seed is heading. Okay? And then I'm going to walk in my daily life, following my truth and my light towards that objective. So, what that does, okay, under our Ace of Pentacles, I have the Knight of Pentacles. So this pentacle is part of a process you've been going through for a while now. So if for some of you it's we're talking work, then there's that job offer, there's that solid thing because you've been studying for a long time, and there you arrive at this achievement or this possibility to be able to, it's part of the growth. Others, it can be that self-worth working on, which will add this pentacle to your interface, your five senses, the four elements and spirit. That's the pentacle. It's that interface between this three-dimensional world and you, your soul, Aquarius. So, a beautiful lens here, extra than what you had. And under that, I have the Four of Wands. So everything is up to the surface. That's why I say it comes from a place of light, because this is The Four of Wands, there's nothing hidden. The energy is going up. We are celebrating. My wands in this process of what I feel was aligned. That's how I got able to grab that Ace of Pentacles. So as you're going to start walking with this month, bang, the Three of Swords comes up. But under it, you see, I have the Wheel of Fortune with the Page of Wands and the Five of Swords. So we have here Three of Swords, Five of Swords. And so how maybe old ideas, because we're talking swords, we're talking the mind, that would be disempowering, reminding you of that time and that time that hurts your heart, is going to come up. But you are going to understand something in that. That's why the Wheel of Fortune is there. Because the Wheel of Fortune only turns when we understand why the circumstances were like this and why we've lived this. So that's why it's actually turning and allowing you to continue into a new path, grabbing this new wand, this new way of doing things, this new passion, this new direction out of the dynamics of a Three of Swords and a Seven of Swords. Procrastination, disempowerment, all the beliefs that make you feel like you were robbed by the universe or whatever, that you're feeling disarmed, and that brought disappointments. Under our Hermit and the Ten of Cups, like we can see here, you know, like the procession, what the Wheel of Fortune has turned. I had these two cards, of course, in reverse, because after the Wheel of Fortune, these dynamics change. And we can see it here with the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands. That would be 5 plus 1, 6. Finally arriving to a point of, because you're following your light and you're in that direction or that intention, you're like 6 of Wands. That war is over. That battle, unknowing, inner conflict or outer conflict, it's over. I have nothing to prove. I know where I'm heading. I'm following my truth. Same with that Ace of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles, where I used to deny myself, lower my truth, lower my value, maybe lower your truth, there's a slip of the tongue, but why not for some of you. And feeling like a Five of Pentacles, of course, then we can easily feel disempowered because everybody's better than us. Everybody's more worth it. Everybody's more recognized than us in what we do. And we got this pattern of denying ourselves and suffering. So all of this, you're understanding it this month, which will allow you to grab this seed and to actually go for it. And of course, the month of February, like probably when I'm going to post this, we're going to be right in the new moon in Aquarius, in your sign. And around the 16th, we'll have the full moon in Leo, where you're going to feel like, the pressure of breaking free, following your gut, following your solar plexus here. It's going to be very coming to accumulation of the past 6 months. So I'm not surprised to see this, that maybe this is what is going to allow you to break free. Okay? Let's clarify this for you, Aquarius. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Aquarius for February 2022. every time we make steps towards our enlightenment, towards our blooming, towards our truth, what does not resonate anymore will stick its head out for us to address it, transmute it, absorb it, exorcise it, name it like you want. But that means we have the level of light to be able to absorb that. So, because we know that nothing disappears, it can only be transmuted or shifted, transformed. So here, these vibrations are going, you have the opportunity this month as you're going on that path, okay, of your hermit, following your truth. Either you step back because you feel completely disempowered and these things are stronger than you, or you actually transcend them, okay? Let's look at that Ace of Pentacles. But with the Wheel of Fortune, the moment you actually understand the root of these things, there's the rising of the consciousness that makes it turn. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles. Why is the Ace of Pentacles there for? Oh, all right. Three of Pentacles. See, it is part of what your vision was, that you are going to see your intention, your vision, and your action. The priest, the architect, the craftsman. What is my intention? How do I visualize it? And then how do I actually apply my energy and my knowledge to do it? That's why it's a craftsman. So here's that pentacle right away. It is something that is part of this for you. And I have the Ten of Swords with it because it comes at the moment where you're really conscious. And that's why I say everything is on the surface. You're extremely conscious of what these Three of Swords and Seven of Swords have, how they've sabotaged you, how you've let them sabotage you, I should say, okay? And at the Ten of Swords, we're completely conscious of that, of every sword that we've received in our life. And we start seeing the sun rising. So it's the liberation of this. Let's look at that Three of Swords. Yeah. When it came to manifesting, when it came to what you wanted to invest yourself in. So a lot of you out there, maybe you've tried to invest yourself into something and it brought a lot of heartaches and disappointments. But this time, it's like you will not let the possibility of the disappointment and the feeling of powerlessness, because maybe I don't have what it takes, and that makes my willpower all over the place instead of moving forward. Here, since you've passed through the Ten of Swords here with that first pentacle, it's coming there, you're going to be conscious of it. It's going to allow you to be able to actually invest yourself into it. The result of any venture is equal to how the percentage of our investment in it. And when I say investment, I'm not talking, well, I put $50,000 in it or whatever, $1 million. That's almost irrelevant. Energetically being invested, mind, body, and soul into something. Here, the manifesting of it. So let's look at the Hermit. Oop. Okay. So we have strength. We have the Fool. Because of course at this point, when you're thinking, okay, I'm following my truth, so anyway, I'm going to be backed up by the universe, because what is my truth, what is my light inside of me, what I feel is right with every cell of my body, once I've readjusted my maybe my mental, my beliefs that weren't helping me, let's say, of course the universe is going to back me up. And with it I had the Knight of Cups, the Devil, but at this point in reverse. In a way, that's what you're going to do. You're going to meet your devil. You're going to meet what made you procrastinate or feel powerless when it came to actually manifesting that pentacle. Okay? And here I have a couple of cards again, where all those swords, because we finished with the King of Swords, 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords. It's the transcending the distortions of the swords. That feeling of the 7 of Swords that created anxiety and that maybe made you not move forward and trying to understand why it didn't work and all of that. So in the end, you're actually going to transcend that roadblock, let's say. You're going to rise above it, and that's going to make you kind of assure your success with it. Okay? So let's continue that Knight of Pentacles. So it's a beautiful birthday gift. 9 of Cups, 8 of Cups. So for that horse to continue moving forward, he has to know that, you know what, that pentacle is going to bring me a cup. That pentacle, and that's why we have the Knight of Cups there, because this is something that you hold dear to your heart, and that is going to bring you happiness, joy, grace, and so on. That is what is making this horse is going towards the 9 of Pentacles. Let's look at the 4 of Wands. 6 of Swords. Because you're actually turning the page. So this is like a whole process that for some of you it's going to take the month. Others of you, you can do that in a week, in a moment. It's a grasp of consciousness. So by turning the page, okay, 6 of Swords. I'm leaving what was, disappointing, hurting. I'm leaving it behind. I'm using my willpower to move forward. I'm using my willpower to move forward. 7 of Wands. I say that twice because on the 6 of Swords, the man here has a wand. That's your masculine side pushing the boat to bring you forward. Bring your feminine and your inner child forward, turning the page. Everything is clear. I don't need to resist anymore and be on my defense. I understand, and I am choosing to move past it. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands. So see, instead of the 7 of Wands where, oh my God, I'm forcing and I'm pushing forward and all of that, it's the the Page of Wands. Because here we had the 7 of Wands with the 4 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. Much lighter energy. And the understanding you're going to get, that's what it's going to change in your life. Making things much lighter, the world. Because yes, by turning the page on that, by going for what will fulfill you emotionally. Here I have the Queen of Pentacles with it. By that understanding that yes, I do have what it takes. I'm not in lack. I do have what it takes to bring it on. I will be supported by the universe if I am completely invested in it. And not invested with, I'm putting efforts, but I know I'm going to get screwed. No, I'm putting efforts. My worth and my capacity is solid, and I know I'm going to be supported. The outcome is going to be completely different. So no more procrastinations by fear of not being enough, not being met, being ghosted, having to, lose, be out in the cold, and so on. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords. And we have the King of Wands. And you see the King of Wands, that's the entrepreneur. That's the guy that is willing to take risks and to go for what he wants. But if he's surrounded by the mentality of the 7 of Swords, that King of Wands will never take a risk, because he will not trust the world, he will not trust the neighbor, he will not trust the universe. Here we have the 6 of Cups. Because I think that this feeling, okay, this mentality, this vibration, this belief, you probably got it in your youth. That's for sure. And it bruised or handicapped your King of Wands. The part of you that would be like, yes, this is what I want. I'm going for it. I believe in it. Here's our Leo. Here's our Leo full moon. It's happening right there. It's going to become clear to you around the 16. Look for that, because the clarity is going to come. And you're probably going to feel that surgeness of, you know what? I'm going to go for it because now I believe in me. Okay, let's look at that 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles, that these were your devil. That's for sure. They're all playing on one another. One creates the other and vice versa. Yeah. I have the Lovers, because ultimately it's going to be a choice to what energy is actually feeding me. Hangman, nothing was happening until I actually understood and grasped what was happening, the moon, in my shadow. What was happening in the invisible part of me. Because if that was in the invisible, then that was what was going to be created in the visible. And then, of course, feeding my belief even more. So, with the Hangman and the Lovers, what you're going to understand this month is, because you're going to look at all of this from a completely different point of view, from a completely different perspective, and you're going to get the enlightenment of it. That's why he's got a light around his head. Okay? And we had the King of Swords earlier, because this is going to change the way you think, the way you express your story. And you're going to make the choice to do so. Lovers. So, of course, the Lovers and the Devil, we have the two characters, the feminine and the masculine, acting completely differently. One is a slave of circumstances, education, whatever, okay, around our story. And the other ones are acting from their higher selves, looking at the divine, being inspired by it, and having their masculine, in your case here, working with the King of Wands, working accordingly. So, it's like if they're saying before, your King of Wands was all over the place, because your self-esteem, worth, inner knowing of your value, your capacity to receive abundance, support, and so on, was hindered. Okay? So, this is a huge step forward. It's a leap of faith. At the end, it's going to be a leap of faith, because you're going to actually understand why things weren't able to happen before. leap of faith. I'm going to call it leap of faith. Anyway, you have the Fool right there with the 10 of Cups, the Hermit, the Knight of Cups. You see what it's all that movement, freeing yourself from the devil. Beautiful. All right, my beautiful Aquarius, on this, again, happy birthday, solar return, and all of that. Of course, February is the month of love because we need something warm and fuzzy to help us finish the winter. So I'm sending you my love, and thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing. Please subscribe. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's an email. You write to me, I write to you back. And of course, I'm not on my computer all day, so don't expect an answer in the same hour. I take my emails once a day, and not on the weekends. So on this, thank you again for the ones of you who gave donations. This month, the full moon is like tomorrow night. So you will, maybe a few of you will see this video, and then we're skipping to March, the beginning of March for the next one. So my ceremony, I'm gonna do one tonight, and of course I'm gonna do one around the 6th, I think, for the next one of March. But anyway, love and light, and I'll see you next month.